You're listening to the Self-Help Coaching Podcast with me, your host, Tony Petrozza. We're having a great discussion with Michael Seely, psychotherapist and coach. How did you get into psychology and coaching?
Yeah, so I think the seed was planted when I was 15 years old. My parents were getting divorced and they sent me to a therapist. And I was very reluctant at first, like, hey, I don't need any therapy. And fortunately, my therapist, his name was Gary, was fantastic. Just a real down-to-earth guy. Actually, I thank him for my success in bike racing. I'm going to give him a lot of credit. I was starting to get good at racing. And I remember going to a therapy session with him and I wanted to kind of brag. I was like, hey, I got like 8th place in this big race. And he just sort of mockingly claps his hands. And so he's clapping his hands. He's like, bravo. And I was just like, what do you mean? I got a little mad at him. He goes, why didn't you win? Right? And I was like, well, I don't know. And he goes, you're playing it safe. Bam. And he knew I was ready for that type of push. He leaned in. He was this old school dude. He goes, I never want you to play it safe in a bike race ever again. And after that session, my results went up, skyrocketed.